Good morning, class. It's another wonderful day to learn. But before that, may I request everyone to please stand for our prayer. Who'd like to lead a prayer? Alright, Miss Leadress, please come here in front. Amen. Thank you, and you may now take your seat. How are you today, class? That's great to hear. I am glad to see everyone smiling, and I know that you are ready to learn, right? Before we start, let us review our class rules to make sure that we all have a smooth and respectful learning experience, right? First rules, listen when someone is speaking. When I am talking here in front of you, I want everybody to pay attention. Even your classmate is talking here in front or participating in the class. I want everybody to pay attention and focus and be respectful when someone is talking, right? Number 2 rules, raise your hand if you want to share something. Do not answer me in chorus. I want everybody to raise their hands if you want to answer. If you have insight, if you have ideas, then just raise your hand. Then I will call your name. Okay. Number 3 rather, respect everyone's opinion. So as we all know that we all have different perspective, right? We have different opinions. So I want everybody to respect each opinion of your classmates. If he answered that you think it's wrong, then do not laugh. Instead, you motivate him. You motivate her in order for him to have, confidence in answering or in participating in the class. Alright, so number 4, participate actively and have fun learning. So I want in this class, I want that every student participate in the class actively. I want everybody to answer my question, to participate our activity. Because what's the reason why we are here in school? Of course, we are here to learn, to participate, and to have fun. Of course, to have fun to your classmate and as well as to our topic. Diba? So that 4 rules in class rules in our classroom. I hope that this is I want everybody to apply this 4 rules. This is just 4 rules, so everyone can follow or should follow the rules that I implemented, right? So are we all good with that? All right, good, excellent. And now let us check your attendance. And if you are here, just raise your hand and say present. If your classmate is absent, then let me know so that I will mark absent in my class record. And if your classmates is excused, then let me know so that I will mark excuse in my class record. Okay. Aberta, present. Bully, present. Okay. De La Cruz, Swam. All right, all present. Very good. Clap your hands. I hope you Next time, you keep it up, guys. Before we move to our new lesson, let us have a quick review. Yesterday, we talked about different types of poetry. Who can tell me what a sonnet is? Anyone from the class? Aberka. Very good. And what is the usually theme of a sonnet? Anyone? Another hand, please. Masaling. Excellent. That's correct. A sonnet expresses deep feelings, often love, time, or faith. So that is sonnet. A round of applause, please. Clap yourselves, everyone. All right. Thank you. And our topic for today is about counting the ways, an exploration of love in Barrett Browning's sonnet. The poem that we will study right now is How Do I Love Thee by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. But before that, let me ask you a question. Are you familiar with Barrett Browning? Alright, so I know that everyone is not familiar, but some of you is familiar with her. But I will explain further. I will explain who is Barrett Browning for you to have an idea for our topic for today. Elizabeth Browning was a famous English poet who wrote love poems for her husband. Her husband named Robert Browning. Who is her husband? Alright, Robert Browning. Her poem expresses love, a love so deep that it seems endless. Imagine that. Imagine that love. It seems endless. For you to understand what is the poem, I will distribute the printed copies of the poem so that you have reference. Okay, get one and pass. Are you all done? Right, so now I will read the poem aloud and I want you to pay attention, listen carefully and feel. Right? Feel the emotion behind the words. Are you ready? Alright, so be ready and be excited as I read the poem. As I will read the poem. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and the breadth and the height. My soul can reach when feeling out of sight, for the ends of being and ideal grace. Okay, so let me ask you a question about this poem. At this moment, I will divide you into 4 groups. Each group will analyze one stanza of the poem. In this side, in the right side, in the front, you are group 1. At your back, you are group 2. And the left side, in the front, you are group 3. And the last group is, at your back, is group 4. Alright, so but before that, let me explain to you the task that you need to do or the instruction. So first task, identify the 2 lines that show vivid imagery. What is vivid imagery? This is the words that create a picture or emotion of a poem or in the stanza that you chosen. Number two, discuss their meaning and how they show love, how the poem show love. All right, so go to your group, brainstorm and discuss each other, because later I will choose one representative to represent or to explain what is their answer of the task that I've given to you. All right, so go to your group. This is only 5 minutes, and after that, I will call one representative to present their ideas or what's their insight. Time's up. It's already 5 minutes. All right, so are you ready? Group 1. Are you ready? Group 2. Group 3. And group 4. All right, so all groups are ready. So be excited so that um, uh, we will, let's hear the answer of each group. First, let's hear the answers of the group 1. Mr. Aberka from the representative of group 1, please come here front. Very good. That's an example of powerful imagery. A round of applause, please. And how about the group 2? Miss Masaling, please come here in front. Excellent. Browning compares love to a moral freedom. Alright, so group 3, Mr. Taperla, please come here in front. Very good. You are smarter enough to explain. You cultivate your critical thinking skills. I like your confidence. Perfect. And the group 4, Mr. Didicatoria, please come here in front of the class. Very good. Excellent. Everyone, clap your hands. Keep it up, class. Because I am so proud of you. Because you did to share your ideas in this class. It's my pleasure and honor to share this class with you. And now, take your journals and write a short reflection. And you answer this question. What is the most powerful image or idea from the poem for you? And how does it connect to your personal understanding of love? I will give you 5 minutes to answer or to answer your reflection about the poem. Okay. Time's up. It's already 5 minutes. So I will ask some students, some of your classmates to answer my question. To answer, not question, but to share what their reflection, what is her reflection. Miss De La Cruz, please come here in front. Wonderful reflection. That's a deep understanding of the poem's imagery. That's great. A round of applause for Miss De La Cruz. All right, for this juncture, at this moment rather, now it's time for your performance. Are you ready? Each group, the group that you have earlier is the same as now. So each group will do a short dramatic reading or role play of their assigned lines. You use your tone, gesture, and a facial expression to bring the poem to life. Understand? Once again, use your tone, gestures, and facial expression. It should be the way you act. I can see the emotion on your face or the facial expression to bring the poem to life. So that's the important of interpreting the poem to to express the poem to life as well. So go to your group, and I give you also 5 minutes to collaborate, to brainstorm your ideas, and to give insight to each one of you. All right. So group one, prepare, and group two, group three, and group four. So the I will you perform in front of the class. Okay. Are you ready, group one? Very good. Group two. Very good. Group three. Group four. Yes, I know that you all are ready. So, but before that, I want the last number to be a first to be a first who will present in the front. So, I want group 4 to perform first here in front. All right, a round of applause, please. Clap your hands. All right. Very good. Great job. I can feel the emotion through your voices and movements. Keep it up. And how about the group 3? Wow, amazing. I like the emotion, the way you utter the word in every pronunciation. I like it. And now let's move on to next group, the group 2. Okay, I can see the excitement of the group 2. Group 2, come here in front of you of the class. Wow, excellent. Very good. Everyone, let's give group 2 clap. Clap right, 3 claps. Yeah, simple step. 1, 2, 3. Wow, very good. And and I'm sorry. And last but not the least, the group 1. Group 1, please come here in front. Wow, I can sense, I can feel the emotions, the way they enunciate the words, the way they express the poem, which is I like the most. Keep it up, class, group 1. And that concludes our activity for today, our performance for today. And it's my pleasure, and I'm so happy that you performed well. And I hope you keep it up, class, because this is this is important to have an understanding on the on what we read, especially in a poem, because poem is something that is you're not able to understand if you if you cannot go deeper of that certain poem. So read and understand, comprehend the poem, because that is the way for you to be a better reader, of course, and to be a better writer in the future. Okay, so are you satisfied with your performance today? Very good. All right, so before we end this lesson, let's answer this guide question. So it's a generalization. What email I will call a random name. Last one standing, I will call his name. What image or idea stood up to you in the poem? Group 2. Last one standing, Miss Dela Cruz. Kindly stand up. So what's your idea? Or what images or ideas stood out to you in the poem? Wow, very good. Next question. How does Browning express love differently? Last one standing, group 4. Miss, what's your last name again? Miss Masangkay. Masangkay? Yes, Masangkay. Stand up. Masangkay? Wow. Very good. Last question. Why is imagery important in poetry? Last one standing, group 1. Oh, I can see the people beside of Miss Masaling. He is one student, one last standing. What's your name again? What's your last name again? I'm sorry. Oh, Miss Swam. Swam, stand up. What's your answer? Excellent answers. Poetry teaches us understand emotions through imaginations and expression. So I hope guys you understand what's their answer, because their answers are all correct. Okay, so let's move on to the for your assessment. So for your assessment, you will for your assessments for your, I know your performance a while ago is based will be graded based on interpretation, accuracy, creativity and delivery, collaboration, and participation, expression, voice, connection, theme, and that's all. So I will break it down. Interpretation and accuracy 20 points, creativity and delivery 10 points, collaboration and participation 10 points, expression and voice 5 points, connection to the theme 5 points. So very well done, class. Huh? So fulfilling to learn this morning. I'm sorry. So that's all for today. And for your assignment, write your own short poem, 4 to 6 lines, expressing your personal understanding of love. So you you need to use vivid imagery and emotions like we did earlier, like Browning did. All right. So is there anything? Is there any clarification, violent reaction, so that I will answer that? All right. So I think there's no question. There is no clarification for this lesson. So that's all for today's lesson. And I'm so proud of your active participation, class. See you next meeting. God bless.